Well, the story, I'm actually just doing a feature on the same, the same character. So I originally wanted to do the short to kind of get involved and get a taste of almost like a practice run on it. But the idea came from I found myself actually living in New York, and I'd see a religious Muslim man walking in the subway, and the first thing that came to mind was, oh, where's the bomb, or there's a terrorist, or something like that. And I started kind of doing a self-reflection of just like, why am I thinking this? Obviously, this is not true. This is not something that's real, or at least I didn't think so. And so I decided I wanted to go learn about it. So I went down to Bay Ridge, which the film all is shot in, and it's a very Palestinian Muslim neighborhood. It feels like it could be another country there, and just started to learn and to get to know people. And I met this wonderful kid there, and started writing a story about it, and just the idea of being different and not always fitting in, and and sometimes even being in Miami, being Jewish. I grew up with great friends that are here. They're Hispanic and this and that, but sometimes I didn't always relate to the Latin culture, which was beautiful, but just being different, taking that seedling and then applying it to I think is the most alienated culture, probably, at least in present day, being Muslim, and it's taking that feeling and applying it to him, and what's it like to be this kid who's not very different, but very different in many ways as well. Yeah.
Yes?
No, so you concluded that it's better to stay isolated than to integrate.
No, it's a great, and I kind of wanted to leave it a little bit open. I don't know. Is that what you picked up from it? Yeah, I don't know if I have the conclusion. The conclusion for me was to leave the question somewhat ambiguous, to see what the audience picks up. And I've showed it to different people, and I get different perspectives. I showed it sometimes to a very Orthodox Jew, and he's like, oh, he's going to go blow up a building now. It was very interesting, just that perspective. Or I showed it to someone else, he's like, oh, he's coming back to his Muslim faith. Or I showed it, or someone else, he's not sure, the hat's halfway. So the idea was that it's supposed to be kind of up in the air. I don't want to be too literal of what I thought. Yeah.
But the same movie could have been an Orthodox Jewish boy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it could have been any. It could have been the vehicle for this story was to use the Muslim boy, because I think it was the most relative for today. But yeah, it could be anyone. It's an immigrant story. Now right now it's, in my opinion, it's Muslims who are dealing with a lot of alienation. But 30 years ago it was Jews, and it was Irish, and it was every set of immigrants who have come, especially through New York, deal with, and it's a recurring thing. Yeah.
Have you presented the film to Muslims or to get their feedback on what they think of it?
Sure, yeah, I've shown it. We've had a very positive response. It actually was shown at the Arab American National Museum in Detroit in December, and it won first place there. And people are I wasn't sure at first, because I'm not. I spent a year doing research and teaching and meeting people and try to be as authentic as possible, but it took many months to get access to a mosque and really develop a trust and an identity in the community. So, but they've had a good response to it, and the kid and his family love it, and so it's been good. Yeah.
Was that the boy's family in the restaurant?
No, his older brother actually. It was not his family. The kid who walked in with the baseball cap was his older brother. And the boy is actually, he's not in real life. He's not an actor. I found him just in the community, but he's not. He is Muslim. He's not religious in that way that he wears a jalabia. He could be. He looks like any other kid, but he does practice. And his brother was in that scene, and everyone else was from the community. It was just, especially independent films, it just, sometimes you're winging it, sometimes I put months of preparation, but I remember that scene in the coffee shop, one of the guys who was going to come, The other guy who I casted was like, his Arabic is terrible. He's noticed it. And I don't know it. I mean, it sounds all the same to me on some level. So I told him, look, you got to just be an extra in it. And then this other guy was just walking around. It's a very communal area. It's like, hey, you want to be in a film? He's like, all right, all right. Can you come right now? And he's like, well, I have a doctor's appointment. I was like, I need you for 3 hours. Okay, I'll do it. So he was the guy with the glasses. The guy's like, Habibi, Habibi. And the guy's like, whatever. One of the guys there with the glasses in the coffee shop. And the same thing with there was the kids in the softball. There's the Dominican kids who were just locals who play in this beautiful park called Sunset Park, which overlooks the gem of Brooklyn. It overlooks Lower Manhattan. And these Dominican kids, they're great. And I spent a couple of weeks going back there and kind of trying to say, hey, come on, come be a part of the film. And they came, and it was great. And I thought they had a real authenticity to them. They kind of had a character. And then usually in film, we shoot kind of all the scenes in one. So they were supposed to come back later on to be the second time when they don't take them because of the shoes. And they're like, oh, I got to go home now. I was like, well, what? So hopefully it worked out. It looks like, because I had kind of half actor kids who came and then half the kids who were just there, and it worked out. But it's kind of just the realms of working in the indie world. So, yeah.
Anyone else?
You mentioned that you were working on a feature film based on this idea. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So the feature film, it's the same kid plays, the Daud plays that character, but in the feature film, he inadvertently develops a relationship with an Orthodox Jewish kid. And the Jewish kid mistakes him for being Jewish. So it's this story of, it's coming of age story of him living in Brooklyn, developing this friendship with this Jewish kid. His father's an imam. It goes much more into his family and his religious family, and him kind of living these two lives, because with the Jewish kids he can live another life where he wants to just be a kid. So it's great. We just finished shooting. We're in post-production now. David-themovie.com if everyone wants to check it out. And I think it'll be very good. It's a full feature. Yeah.
It's going to be 2011?
Yeah. We'll finish it end of the year. And then if you go to david-themovie.com, sign up, or Facebook, David the Movie. We'll definitely keep you updated because it's coming along. And
What's the title of the film?
so the title of the film, this is Daud, and the title of the feature is David, because his name is Daud, but in the feature, he goes by David when he's with the Jewish kids. So it's called David. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Is Shoshana in that movie?
What's that?
Is Shoshana the girl who was in this movie?
Roshona.
Roshona.
She's not in the feature. She was cut. We almost had her, but we cut her. Out. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay.
But I want to say thanks also. I have a lot of friends and people who come here to support me and see the film. So I really appreciate everyone coming and being here.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here with us, and good night, everyone.
All right.